What's up, guys? I got some information that I think we need to unpack in this video. This episode is called Demanding Payment, okay? This is one of my S tier business skills, all right? Some of y'all need to hear this. I want you to take what I'm about to say and I want you to mirror it as though it's you saying what I'm saying to your audience and your friends and the people in your life, okay? Not me saying this to you, me saying duplicate what I'm saying out to your people, okay? When we don't feel like we are honestly being valued or reciprocated, when we feel like everyone is trying to put all of their shit onto us and we don't feel like it's fair. This is happening to some of my friends. They feel like too much on their plate and it's overwhelming. You have to demand compensation. There are 3 ways to pay me, and there are 3 ways that you will be paid. Same exact thing, okay? Either you're going to be paid from engagement on your content. You're going to be paid by a professional mastermind. I'll go into that a little bit, and then you'll be paid with cash. I like cash, baby. Cash is the supreme validation, okay? Mastermind is the second best form of currency. Likes and comments, it's fine, whatever, but I can get so much traffic and engagement myself, it's fine. If you give me likes and comments, I'll give you likes and comments back, but that's, does that take very much energy? Not really, okay? If they're not helping you rank up, if they're not helping you add new members, if they're not helping you sell, baby, make money, what are they doing? It's just a friend. You guys have been stuck in the friend zone for your entire life, okay? Well, it's just my friend. Well, we just chat. Well, we just help each other out. Is this getting new members? Is this growing the size of the group? Are they helping me rank up? Are they commenting and engaging consistently and regularly? Or are they paying me cash? If they are not doing all 4 of those things or any of the 4, cut. You gotta go, dude. Cut them at the neck. People get used to your free energy, right? They get used to you being a friend and they want to start pulling on that thread, okay? I have an awareness of when somebody matches my energy. I oftentimes come in with a lot of, masculine fire, but I can switch, wearing the orange, put the orange on, sometimes we need to balance more water. I need more red right now. So I'm going to prioritize the red people. Red energy to me is it's dominant, it's passionate, and it's very productive. Red people just have more energy than anybody else. Reds rule the world. They just have more energy. They just have more command. If you're a red person, I'm going to bump you to the top of the list, all right? Love is great. Healing energy is nice when you need it, okay? But when you feel restored, it's time to grind. Then I immediately prioritize red, okay? So, in conclusion, guys, if they're not giving you likes and comments and reciprocating the likes and comments you're giving them, then if they're not trying to do mastermind call means we come together as equals, but that means we need to be producing an equal amount of energy. I know what the conversions are, even in chakras. I accept any currency of chakra energy, which means one person is more in the heart, one person is more in the intelligence, one person is more in the throat. Some people are hype and viral, have a lot of followers, get a lot of engagement. They're really good at that. Some people are just really supportive, healing vibes. Some people are much more energetic and driven and task oriented. Some people hold down, the Zen, and they are the connectors. Every single one of these people is valuable. I am never discounting your value. I see the value for what it is. I will match that value. I will attempt to balance out the 5 elements, Do we need spirit or fire or earth or air or water? Then we balance it out. You want to kind of have it all balanced out, and then you can launch that wave into the marketplace, right? When it's all launched, then we can just continue to increase the size of the wave which to me is like red determines the size of the wave, and then you fill it in with the other 4 elements. That's kind of bizarre to look at it, but that's how I look at it. Okay, you're just launching waves at a time. Each wave, we're going to try to balance out this pentagram of elements, or the first 5 chakras. But, you know, once it's balanced, then we immediately go back into a blitz activation phase. All right, the last thing I'll say is, you give people your free energy and you give people your free drip and you deliver a humongous amount of upfront value to them. Then eventually the scales tip and you receive payment in the forms of either energy or engagements or money. Okay? The problem that most of you guys have is you don't know when to demand payment. Okay? This is the last thing I'm going to say. Close the video. This is how I close sales and why I'm exceptionally good at this. I just know when it's time to tip the scales. This is my greatest skill. This is my psychic skill. I know exactly when to tip those scales. You guys wait a little bit too long, or you try to do it too early. You know, you try to close when there wasn't enough upfront value. You know, you're trying to get me on a call, but it's like you never even fucking went through my profile, bro. Okay? Or, you know, you giving, and then you never ask. You just kind of complain and mope about why you're so undercapitalized and everybody's taking it from me because you want to feel needed. It's time for you to fucking demand them to pay you. I demand you to take accountability and responsibility for your fucking life right now. Okay? So, you give upfront value. I have so much fucking upfront value on my first product, which is only $1, a single fucking dollar. I am giving you about 100 times more value for $1. That's just so you start paying me, right? The next sale, $10, you know, to be in my mastermind, which is nothing. $10 is nothing, okay? $40 is a very small course, okay, that gives you an hour call, which is still valued at 100. I am delivering so much more value in those 3 offers than I'm asking. My high offers, okay, 1,000 and then 6,000, you know, yeah, that's when it's really tipped to a massive level. I'll do a single call with you guys for $150, but I'll do it for $125. I'll give you an hour of my time for $125. If you want to continuously keep doing mastermind calls, like the only way you're going to be in my mastermind is if you're paying me $10 a month, or if I'm start coaching you, right? Sooner or later, the scales are going to tip. Why can I demand this with confidence and authority? Because I've given you guys so much fucking energy already, and you know I have. Okay? People get pissed when they're on the free drip, you know, oh, well, I thought like this was normal. You're just going to give me tons of energy and like and comment on all my posts. And then they stop doing that. All of a sudden you're like, damn, I've really slowed down now. Yeah, you didn't realize you were on my momentum. You're on my momentum. Okay? I pulled it back. You have to know when to pull it back from people, and then they realize it. The immediate instinct is to be annoyed. You know, it's not like you cut them off, but it's like, oh man, he was giving all this energy to me for free. Yeah, we were not on a 1-for-1, dude. We were on a 10-to-1. I was giving 10 times more energy than you were giving me. Okay? Is that arrogant or is that actually accurate? People will get pissed and disagree with you. Why do you think you're 10 times better than me? I don't think I'm 10 times better than you. I think I work 10 times harder than you. I think I put in 10 hours for every 1 hour that you have put in. Okay? Numbers don't lie. You need to know when to pull back your energy and demand compensation. Okay? If you want to do an hour strategy call, it's $125. When you buy 10 of them, you get a $250 discount. That's why my high ticket is not even high ticket, it's middle ticket. 1,000 is not high ticket. $1,000, you get 10 calls. You save $250. You get a 25% discount. That's how high ticket works. Okay? I'm not ripping you off because I made thousands of fucking dollars in a day. How many people do you know who have made $10,000 in a day? Seriously. Less than 5% of human beings. Yeah? Less than 5% of human beings have ever done a 10K day or made more than $1,000 or $2,000 or even $3,000 net profit in a day. And I have. And why do you think that I did that? You think I'm conning people and mind controlling them? No, dude, I had something that they wanted. They definitely were shopping around. They still came to me. I charge more than my competitors. They still come to me. Why do they do that? Because they're paying me for my excess amount of energy. It's a magnetic energy that I deliver. Okay? That's why I cost more than the average person. An average business coach is going to tell you a bunch of bullshit like wealth codes. What the fuck is that? Get your ass going and fucking talk to people and drive energy into the marketplace. Do mastermind calls, do collab calls. You're not doing any, right? I'm doing 3 a day. Anyways, guys, it's a frequency of acceleration. You're not accelerating, you slow down. You slow down, I notice, everybody else is noticing. You can be pissy about it. Well, I just don't have as much energy. Well, I just don't have as much time in the day. Then you need to prioritize the people who are the most valuable to your network. You need to actually have a hierarchy of your personal network on school and in your personal life. You should give energy to the ones who are at the top of the list. If I'm not number 1 on your list, then, I'm not a priority. If I'm not a priority, then you're no longer a priority to me. If you want to stay number 1, I need to see some energy, right? I need to see a back and forth. I will match every single one of you guys energetically, 1 for 1, okay? Doesn't matter how much money we've made. Doesn't matter how well we've done. I know what the energy is worth, and I value the energy for what it's actually worth. I believe I have an intuitive understanding of someone's value. Many people are not being paid enough for what their energy is actually worth. I can help you actually price it correctly, and then I'll show you how to monetize. My $1,000 offer, guys, is to get you your first sale within 90 days. You give me $1,000, I'm going to help you perfect your offers. We need to have some low ticket things. We need to have some freebies. We need to have maybe like a data or like a tech kind of thing. We need to have, consolidated information. And then, we'll have a variety of offers. I'm going to help you craft all of them. And then we're really going to try to get you that first $1,000 sale in 90 days. I was able to get my first high ticket client, a $6,000 client, within 2 months. And she paid me $2,500. This is only $1,000 so that you can make $1,000 within 90 days. If you actually are willing to put in the work, you should be able to monetize within 90 days. You should. I can't guarantee this, but you're going to see my energy. This is how you make money, dude. It's based on your energy, man. Okay? It's based on your energy. Oh, nobody's responding to my comments. That's because you're sleepy, and it's a very basic comment. You really need to try. You really need to prioritize power players in your network because they understand, dude, if I'm giving you a 10 and you're returning me a 3, that's a failing investment. You liquidate the investment. I'm not going to invest 10 energy into a fucking 5 person. Okay. You need to match me at a 10 or we can dilute it to a 5. But why would I want to mastermind with a 5 when there are other 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s that are willing to mastermind with me? I'm going to prioritize people who are bringing in level 10 energy.